Welcome to my channel on the best of fantasy. These are the weeks that were, are, and shall be. Well, let's begin with the audiobook for The Way of Adan as narrated by Alan from the Library of Alexandria. It is out, everyone, in case you missed the announcement. It is out. It is beautiful. Check it out if you're inclined to listen to audiobooks and you're ready for a highly entertaining narration done by an extremely talented narrator. Alan just does such a tremendous job with the voices. I could not be happier with the job that he has done on this. He has put so much of his heart and his sweat into this effort, and it really does show the professionalism. I'm just so impressed and delighted that my story was in such good hands. Alan really took care to do a beautiful job with this narration, and the voices are just so wonderful. He does such an array of voices, even for minor characters. Even for these tiny minor characters, he gives them these memorable voices. I'm enjoying it so much. I don't listen to audiobooks. Of course, I am, of course, a little biased when it comes to this particular audiobook, but I'm just enjoying the heck out of it because of his performance. And I do know the story pretty well. So it's just I'm enjoying his narration so much. And yes, the special edition of The Way of the Dan as well from the Broken Binding is imminent. It should be out actually very soon. All the pieces are now there. It's just a matter of putting them together and printing it out, and it will be out in the world very soon. I don't have a date yet. The cover is ready, and I love it so much. It really, to me, conveys the vibe of my story so beautifully. The landscapes, the aura, the atmosphere. I just love the art that has gone into this. I feel just amazed every day that the way that Dan is getting this broken binding treatment. It's just tremendous, and I can't wait to share the cover. So I haven't yet shared Jack's map. Jack Shepard has done a new beautiful color map for this. I'll be shouting about the arrival of the Broken Binding Special Edition when it is going to be released. But look for that announcement pretty soon. Now, what am I reading? Well, I am actually deep into Spiffbox. That is SPFBO 10. If you're not familiar, SPFBO is a contest founded by Mark Lawrence, highlighting self-published fantasy novels. And I am so privileged to be a judge for this contest. This year, I have a tremendous group of people helping me out. I'm so grateful to my team for giving me the semifinalists to consider for the finalists for my team. So I'm now reading these semifinalists. I've actually finished 3 of them. I finished reading the one given to me by Von Roycroft, and that is called South Breaks. You can read his review of that on his blog. You could find his blog. It is Von Roycroft. He is a writer himself, a very talented one at that. But he has a blog, and on that blog he did review South Breaks as well as the other books assigned to him. But that is by Hannah Steenbach, and I quite enjoyed that. It was a wonderful, very different, very folktale-like, and Vaughn was correct in correcting me last time I mentioned the setting is loosely based on some kind of more Mesoamerican kind of vibe with the pyramids and that kind of thing. But there's magic, and can't wait to talk to Vaughn about this story. Also, I have finished reading Trollgrave by Alex Bradshaw. That book was given to me by Matt from Go Read Books. And that is a Old Norse inspired, Viking inspired fantasy with a slightly different take on magic and some really great character work in its main character slash narrator. It's a first person POV. So that was a very interesting read as well. I'll be talking about that at length when I discuss it with Matt. And also, I finished reading The Sunset Sovereign by Laura Huey. And that one was given me by Abel Montero. Check out his channel and also Go Read Books. Both have wonderful channels, very supportive of indie fantasy. But Abel gave me this wonderful read by Laura Huey, The Sunset Sovereign, featuring a dragon character, I will note, and a very interesting take on the dragon here. And so I had a delightful time with that. And I have yet to read, but I'm now starting Soul Stealer by Elle McInerney. And I nailed it that time. McInerney. There, twice in a row. I practiced that name so many times uh, because I butchered it the last two times. But yes, and that was given to me by Sam from Sam Harrison. And he's just done a tremendous job with his SPFBO 10 reads as well. All these wonderful individuals have been so helpful in narrowing the 30 books for our group down to these 5 finalists. And finally, I'll be reading, after I finish Soul Stealer, I will be reading The Tenacious Tale of Tenna the Tender Sword by Bill Adams and Dewey Conway. And this was given to me by my buddy Brian from over at BellTube. And yes, I can't wait to dig into that as well. I'm having a lot of fun reading these SPFBO 10 reads. I encourage people to, if they're at all inclined, to give them a try. They've gotten through a sorting process to the point where they are all semifinalists, so there is certainly a minimum standard of quality there. But I have to decide between these 5 books which will be the finalists that will compete against the other 9 finalists for Spiff Box, and I'm very excited about that. And I will be having a discussion, as I've alluded to, with my team, hoping that I can get all 5 of them together with me towards the end of this month. And we will have a kind of a roundtable discussion where I talk with each of them about the book that they have forwarded as a semifinalist and reveal at the end of that video which book is going to be the finalist. So very excited for that. What else am I reading? Of course, I am continuing my One Piece journey and loving every moment of it. I am currently in the midst of, or getting close to the end of the Summit War saga, which is one of the most beloved and for great reasons I have found already. I am now embarking on the Marineford arc, and I will release a video on that as well as the post-war arc together. That'll be the end of the Summit War saga. And so I've already read the arcs preceding that in the Summit War saga, released videos on them. Most recently, I did the video on Impel Down, and just continue to be astonished and delighted with this incredible journey in this manga that I've been willing to give a shot and thinking, well, I'm up for some goofiness, and little did I know that it would be taking me by storm with its amazing treatment of themes, really important themes for our world today, as well as the emotional investment that I've experienced with this series. It's popular for a reason, okay? It's great storytelling on so many levels. So I'm having a blast with One Piece. And I will be having a discussion, once I finish the Summit War saga, I will be having a discussion that will be including my friend Alan from the Library of Alexandria, my friend Jimmy from the Fantasy Network, and my friend Patrick from Patrick Leo. Yes, I'm going to be joined by 3 individuals, and I have to schedule that, but I think that is going to be quite doable. And that is something that we'll be on the lookout for by the end of this month as well. So very excited to be chatting with those 3 about my experience of One Piece up to now, but focusing especially on the Summit War saga. And what am I reading besides One Piece and all the SPFBO? What you can expect me to be reading in the weeks and probably months ahead. Some of this is a little further off than others, but I definitely am itching to get back into my read of R. Scott Baker's Aspect Emperor series. That's the 2nd series in the 2nd Apocalypse series. I'm on the Great Ordeal, which has been such a delight to read on so many levels. I say the word delight. I suffer tremendously when I read Baker's books. They are just so brilliant, but also so bleak, so compelling, such a fantastic look at humanity, very frank and honest and open, and sometimes difficult look at what we are But Baker is just a brilliant writer, and I can't wait to get back into this series. This is the third book in Aspect Emperor, third of four. So I'm nearly there, and Joanna has been my companion on this read, and I can't wait to talk with her about the Great Ordeal. And so we've already discussed the first two books in Aspect Emperor, having discussed with Jimmy and Raph the first trilogy, The Prince of Nothing. So yeah, some great stuff there. Looking forward to getting back in that. I also need to read this big old chunky fella here, the concluding novel. Not concluding, actually. There is one more coming out next year. But the where the series is, I'll be caught up once I read Of War and Ruin and the following the following novella. But I'm excited to get back into The Bound and the Broken, and I'm discussing this one with a great group of people, including Mike from Mike's Book Reviews, John from Talking Story, and Christopher Navo. We have videos on the first several books, including the novellas of this series, The Bound and the Broken. And I'm excited. I hear so much praise for Of War and Ruin, and I need to get going on it because we're aiming to discuss it end of October, maybe more realistic because of me, might be early November, but we shall see. I'll get to it very soon. And I'm also going to be reading, of course, I'm going to be reading The Fury of the Gods. I love the Bloodsworn trilogy so much. It is the fantasy story that is closest to the Icelandic sagas that I can think of. And for that reason alone, I love it. But also just I'm so impressed with John Gwyn's writing in this trilogy. I love his character work. I love his action. I love the emotional investment he gives me with every book. So I'm so excited to finish the Bloodsworn trilogy with The Fury of the Gods. And here is a big announcement. A big announcement. I'm going to be in a discussion on November 16. We'll be recording the discussion. It'll be out shortly after. But it is going to be a discussion on The Fury of the Gods that will include some very good friends of mine. Some people you may know, actually. And that will include the brothers Gwyn, Ed and will be joining me, I'm so happy to say, to discuss The Fury of the Gods, as well as Mike from Mike's Book Reviews, who is in large part responsible for me starting my entire John Gwyn journey. And Patrick Leo, who is in turn responsible for Mike embarking on his John Gwyn reading journey. Let's not stop there. We also are going to have a good friend, someone who knows Icelandic. A brand new channel that I shouted about a little while ago. Sam from Sam Not So Wise is going to be joining us. Sam is originally from the UK, but he is also living in Iceland and speaks Icelandic, and he is going to be joining us. He is currently reading the Bloodsworn trilogy as well. And let's not stop there. But wait, there's more. We are also going to be joined by none other than John Gwyn himself for this discussion. That's right, you heard it. John Gwyn is going to be joining us for this epic discussion of The Fury of the Gods in mid-November. I can't wait. I cannot wait for all of this. And I have more fantastic discussions lined up. I'm really excited about this next one as well. I have been really eager to get to this author's books for quite some time. And I'm so pleased that I'm going to be reading this along with my friend Angela from Do Unicorns Read. She's going to be making her comeback to BookTube. And we're going to be reading Anna Smith Sparks, A Sword of Bronze and Ashes. And I intend to follow this up with some more by Anna Smith Spark because I've heard so much praise for her, not least from the brothers Gwyn, actually. And so I'm really looking forward. I've heard so much praise from people I respect, like John Morrow as well, who is a fan of Anna Smith Sparks' books. So just a lot of people I respect enjoy her writing. I expect to enjoy it myself. So let us see. And of course, I am going to be continuing as well with my Jenny Wirtz Wars of Light and Shadow read. And I will be discussing this as usual with AP Canavan from A Critical Dragon and Joanna. We are doing this together. So this is going to be before the end of the year. I very much hope I'll be getting to Trader's Knot. So that is definitely there for me as well. And by December, I will have be taking up The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell. This is a book that I'll be reading for the Quilluminati. That is the reading club that includes myself and Brian from Belltube, who this was his brainchild, the Quilluminati. And we've had a lot of fun with this so far, just a tremendous amount of fun. But it also includes John from Talking Story and Mike from Mike's Book Reviews. And I think this is going to be a pretty good read for us. This was my pick, actually, for the Quilluminati, but Brian is going to be hosting this discussion in December. So be on the lookout for that as well. So that's kind of what is on the horizon for me. I have so many, I'm so ambitious when it comes to what I want to read. I'll be moving on once I finish probably with Bound and the Broken. My next big series I'll be picking up will be the Dandelion Dynasty by Ken Liu. I'm looking forward to that very much. There's some great people I'll be discussing that one with. And I need to get to my Guy Gavriel Kay read through, starting with my reread of Tagana. And I have so much of his stuff I want to read. I'm so excited to get to. I need to finish reading the Earthsea books. I haven't read the fifth one yet, or the short stories. And I have this ambition to make a video, a sort of guide to Earthsea, if you will. Why you should read, whatever you want to call it. Why I love the Earthsea books. But I need to finish that fifth one and read the short stories. Just got to squeeze that in. It's not a long book, and but I would hope to get to that before the end of the year. I want to go back to Tad Williams. I want to reread Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. This is probably going to happen early next year. China Mieville, I need to get to. I'm going to do a reread of Book of the New Sun. So yeah, just a ton of things that I'm excited about. But yeah, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. So, but let's talk about what I have done on the channel and since the last episode of the weeks that were. I did have a few videos come out, and one of them was featuring the black and white illustrations done by the artist Peng Lu, who just did a tremendous job bringing characters like Bledla from my trilogy, the Adan trilogy, to life. This is for the Broken Binding Special Edition. I have previously featured the 4 color illustrations done by Renee Egner, and there are 4 black and white ones, and I showed them off all in one video, so if you're curious to see those, go and check them out. Art direction by Patrick Leo, as usual. Also, I've been on the channel in some chats with the Nemesis on Rings of Power, the second season, of course. And I have enjoyed that show. I have actually enjoyed that show. I know I'm probably in the minority around here, but I have enjoyed that show, and I would say it's fair to sum up AP's perspective as well here, that he also, for the most part, enjoyed this program. We had our quibbles, for sure, and we were not shy about voicing them. But overall, I'm glad I watched that, and I think it's an interesting perspective that they're offering on the Middle Earth, and I thought there was actually some really grand moments in that season, with some tremendous, just beautiful cinematography. The music is splendid. The acting has been really fantastic. Just a lot of great check marks. And the storytelling, while not always what I would necessarily have done myself, I have my critiques. There have been some grand moments as well. Yeah, if you're at all curious about our take, we have recorded episodes on each of the episodes from the season. So yeah. And I had a chat with Alan from the Library of Alexandria about the audiobook for The Way of Adan, and it was fun to just sit down with him, get his take, his feeling when the book was about to come out, and it was just fun working with him, and I think you can see that in that video. So check that out if you're curious about the audiobook. And finally, I, of course, released my video on Impel Down from One Piece. And again, just a tremendous journey. And I continue to be amazed and delighted with One Piece. I had a lot of fun, really, and so much support in the comments. I want to express my appreciation for the One Piece fans who deliver every single video some of the greatest insights that really adding to my appreciation, all the while avoiding spoilers, doing just a tremendous job. There's just been so much respect and love from the One Piece community. And I really appreciate every bit of it. I'm very grateful to the One Piece viewers for their courtesy and for the helpfulness and the encouragement. It's been tremendous. It's added so much to my journey through this wonderful series. And elsewhere on YouTube, I want to especially highlight that today at 2 o'clock, this is Saturday when this video is coming out, at 2 o'clock, I will be on Joanna's channel. And that is for Why Read. And I'm so happy to be a returning guest for that. And this time I will be a guest along with Lekden from the channel Reading from the Depths. And I have watched a little bit of Lekden's videos, and I'm excited to chat with him and Joanna and see what happens over there on Why Read. So please do join us if you are available. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today. So yeah, and previously, very recently, I was on NLR Together. This is the talk show that Jake does over at Nerd Level Rising. Great newish channel over there, by the way, Nerd Level Rising. Go and check it out. Jake is just a really great guy. He is very intelligent, very well read. Just a fantastic, very welcome member of our community. So please do give him a look. Go check out his channel. He's doing some great stuff over there at Nerd Level Rising. And of course, I was on Chatting with Nuts with my friend Jimmy over at the Fantasy Network. It was a wonderful return to Chatting with Nuts. And it was kind of cool because I think I was the first to get the new nut treatment, the new nuts, the new Jimmy Nuts Fantasy Network. He has really done a lot of work over there to make his live streams even more engaging. I mean, he's already the king of live streams as far as I'm concerned. Nobody does it as well as Jimmy does. Let's just be honest here. But now he's really slicked it up with some fantastic software and just he's keeping things interesting over there, and I really admire that. I see exciting times ahead for the Fantasy Network. But if you didn't get a chance to watch that episode of Chatting with Nuts, do check it out. We talk about all kinds of stuff over there. Books, manga, lots of great stuff. And life in general, as I do tend to talk about when I get together with Jimmy. We kind of talk about a lot of things, but including life. But yeah, so I continue to be active in our community, and I could not be happier about that. I feel so privileged to be here, to be welcomed here, to have this community, this place, this refuge. Where I can come and be myself and talk about the books I love and grow and learn and all of that. So I thank you all for your support for the channel, for all your comments, for your engagement, just everything. I appreciate you so much. And that is it for me for now. Until next time.